Okay. I think we're live. Uh, thought we'd
Yep.
hang out for a little bit, considering there are a lot of metalheads and whatnot that tend to gravitate here. So, uh,
hmm
uh, so we're living in a world without Ozzy.
Yep.
Yeah.
First time in 60 years for me.
Yeah.
S- Strange how that goes.
Okay. I'm going to be totally honest. I've always said that I wasn't Ozzy's biggest fan, but I tended to listen to him for the guitar players that he
Yep.
brought to the world, and
hmm
I got to be honest, when I found out the news today that Ozzy had passed, it hit me a lot harder than I ever imagined it would. Uh, I I've been working all night and walking around thinking about my mortality too. It's kind
Yeah.
of one of those things, where you think somebody like Ozzy, who achieved just about as much success and fame and fortune and stuff as any one man could possibly do in life, and you just not even someone like him can cheat death. It just gets you thinking. And
Yep.
I don't know. I came home, the house was a little quiet, and thought maybe we do this here live thing and hang out and talk about maybe how much Ozzy meant to us. And if anyone shows up and wants to come on, maybe we'll even do that. But probably won't be a long one. But yeah, just thought we'd do this. So, John,
Yes, sir.
uh, you're a big Black Sabbath fan, so I assume it was early, early, early on. But
hmm
do you remember? Do you remember the first time you heard Ozzy, or when Ozzy
Yeah.
first made an impact on your life? Or
Yeah.
do you
That would have been about 1977, 78, somewhere in that range.
Hmm.
On WBAX, the only rock metal station we had in the area at the time. And I heard Iron Man come on, and I was kind of listening to that, going, "What the hell is this?" And wow, you know, because that riff is iconic. It's
Right,
just there's nothing else in the world like it. And then the way the tempo changed, the way the song just was structured, it was pretty intense. I'd never heard anything quite like that before. The singer Ozzy, well, different. Um, Definitely, not my favorite singer, but he did a lot more than sing. And he did have a good voice.
yeah, yeah, oh yeah.
There's no taking that away from him. I was more into Sabbath in the Dio years, but then I went back and started listening to the early albums and going, wow, there's more than just the riffs here. You've got a really great jazz drummer and bass player, um, along with a guitar player who is like no one else. And strange enough to find out later, they originally were a jazz band. So they just made it, tuned down the guitars, made it much heavier, and started singing about darker things. Um, so yeah, that kind of was the evolution, and for me anyway. And it was just kind of incredible from there to see where he went. And then seeing him bring Bob Daisley, Lee Kerslake, and finally Randy Rhoads together and putting out those first two albums, it was like an atom bomb to the rest of rock and roll. It really opened up the doors and said, hey, here we are. We're new. We're tough. We're melodic. We've come to steal your lunch, you know. And they did. They ate everybody else's lunch at that time, until Dio came out and Iron Maiden really took hold, and a lot of great bands followed, from Europe, from America, LA, Philadelphia, New York, other places, Mechanicsville, uh, you know, Poison. Um, but yeah, they flung the door open, and then he brought us Jake E. Lee, who had been all over the LA scene, and is still kicking it today, even after getting shot in the lung and the arm. And, what a great thing that they at least had a conversation 2 weeks ago during
Yeah.
that Back to the Beginning thing. It would have been nice if Jake would have been able to play Bark at the Moon with him, but six and one half dozen of the other. You've got all these different musicians and bands and coordination and logistics. I'm not going to complain. I can't. So there's that. And of course, eventually, other musicians coming in: Phil Soussan, Tommy Aldridge, Rudy Sarzo. Let's see, Zach Wilde, who is a great guitar player. I'm not his biggest fan because I hate pinch harmonics with a passion. But, he's still done some amazing stuff. Keyboard players like Jeff Nichols, fantastic player, who I don't think ever really got onto the stage as much as he should have, particularly with Sabbath. But I don't know why he and Dio always put the keyboard player backstage. Kiss did that too, and a few others. They should have been right out there. But again, six and one half dozen. It's the music business. Things happen. And I guess they have their reasons. But this is difficult, like it was losing Dio. What is it? 15 years now Dio's been gone. Hard to believe, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
that's another thing I was thinking about today too. When it comes to Ozzy, now I love Dio. I love Ronnie James Dio. He's been a big part of my life too. Yeah. But I was just thinking about the level of success that Ozzy, because you're talking, he's been in movies, TV shows, you know what I mean? I recently saw an interview. I don't know what it was on or what it was about. I just caught a clip of the Osbourne family discussing, not to bring Trump into this, but the family was talking about Trump and how, he was always nice to them. And Ozzy made the comment, he said, I couldn't believe that he knew who I was. And I was never Jack Osbourne's biggest fan. But Jack said, Dad, you always say these things, and you're like the most famous rock star that there is. You can go to any corner of the earth and everybody knows who you are. And that's 100% true. That is absolutely accurate.
Yeah.
I was thinking one thing that crossed my mind today, John, I don't know if you even caught this, but last year when we were coming home from Philadelphia, we weren't even out of the city yet, but we got a red light, and a motorcycle pulled up behind us, and he was just blasting, "Mom, I'm coming home."
Yeah.
And so tonight I was thinking about that. I was thinking, so 30 something years ago, whatever it was, when I first discovered Ozzy, I'm a little kid sitting in my bedroom cranking Ozzy Osbourne, like 30 years ago. 30 years later, in the heart of Philadelphia, there's a badass biker still cranking Ozzy Osbourne right in the city of brotherly love. It's like, that's
kind of the thing. I can correlate with that because in the 1980s, there were a lot of people still listening to Glenn Miller, who I wouldn't have thought so. He was 1940s and over with, long gone. But yet there it was. You go into the stores or out on the street or restaurant, there it is. So music has something timeless about it. And the only reason everybody's not listening to everything is no time. And you get into your particular interest, and you stay in that genre more or less. And that's what you listen to, or genres. Me, my musical tastes go from everything to from Mozart to Metallica. But a lot of people, they just stay in their lane and they don't hear about the other stuff. And real quick, I want to say hello to Old Man Bird there.
Absolutely, man. What a cool dude.
Yeah. Brad Gillis. Yeah, from Night Ranger.
he also said he just covered a Randy Rhoads tune on his channel. So everyone check that out, man. Eugene
Oh
Bird's channel.
yeah.
I will grab the link then and put it up.
Yeah.
But yeah, going like I was trying to think of the first time I heard Ozzy, man, and he's just one of those people. I don't even remember the first time. I swear, it just feels like he's always been in my life. I'm sure it was
Yeah.
like Crazy Train or I don't know or something off the first album because,
Mhm.
prior to that, I'm sure I even heard a Black Sabbath song here or there, but I don't know. Black Sabbath was just never really on my radar for some reason. I guess when I was
Yeah.
really, really young, I was such a diehard Kiss fan. I didn't really pay attention to much else. Ozzy really got on my radar with the solo career, with Blizzard of Oz and stuff like that. And so yeah, I can't even remember. I do remember one thing. I remember the first time where I thought maybe I should really, really check this guy out. It was sixth grade. I can remember. We were doing a art project for art class, and
Yeah.
must have been anything we wanted to do because I remember this kid was drawing the Ozzy Osbourne logo. He had a cassette
Hmm.
and he was drawing the Ozzy Osbourne logo, and that's the first time it really caught my attention. Where like, hey, maybe I should really give this guy, check him out and stuff. But
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, I going to work today. I was blasting some Bark at the Moon, the album Bark at the Moon, and I
Hmm.
gotta say that has always been my favorite Ozzy album,
Yeah.
just front to back. It's just every song on there is incredible to me. You know, there's only a few albums that like are way up there for me.
Yeah.
And I always tend to my first thought I always go to the first Wasp album, right?
Hmm.
But I'm thinking about it, even the first Wasp album, the self-titled album, I
Yeah.
the song "The Flame." A lot of
Yeah.
times I skip that. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
I could do without that. Like maybe if they could have removed that, and if the record label wasn't so tight ass,
Hmm.
maybe if they could have put Animal on there instead of The Flame, it would have been perfect. But I
Yeah.
do tend to skip The Flame. Bark at the Moon, nope. Every song on that, killer to me. I love every song. And to tell
Yeah.
you what, every time I hear to this day, every time I hear the song Rock and Roll Rebel, I think, what a riff, man. What a perfect metal song, You
Yeah.
never hear people mention that one when they're talking about, you always hear Lay It Down and, whatever these riffs are from the 80s, but holy smokes, what a song, what a
Yeah.
riff.
Yeah.
Incredible.
And that Bark at the Moon riff where he has to do that 4 or 5 fret stretch between his thumb and his pinky. I mean, Jesus. And he can do it accurately every single time. That's
Well,
gotta
supposedly that
hurt
was
when you're starting that.
that was supposedly Warren DeMartini's idea, from what I understand, because
Yeah.
Jake being a littler guy and
Yeah.
everything, for those that don't know, at one time Jake E. Lee and Warren DeMartini were roommates and this and
Hmm.
that. There, so anyway, Warren was becoming an accomplished guitar hero on his own, and where everybody's doing all the tapping and all this stuff. Jakey's like, I need something of my own. What can I do? I don't have
Yeah.
monster hands and blah blah. And Warren DeMartini, supposedly, what I heard was he jokingly said, "Well, why don't you use your thumb?" You
Yeah.
know, and so Jake did,
He
and
ran with it.
still does. Yeah, it still does it. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing with Ozzy, man. Man, the guitar players that he introduced into the world, and I tend to only talk about Randy and Jake, but
Hmm.
even Zach, I can appreciate Zach.
Oh yeah.
I love the solo on "Mama, I'm Coming Home."
Yeah.
It's clean. It's now because a lot of people say, Zach, he just they put him in the same line as like Yngwie Malmsteen. Everybody always says
Yeah.
Yngwie just plays every note he possibly can as fast as he can.
Yeah.
When with Mama I'm Coming Home, Zach really did a tasteful, clean solo that fit that song. That's incredible.
Yeah.
And as far as the pinch harmonics, I'm guilty of doing them. I enjoy
Well,
doing them. They're fun to do.
once in a while is okay, but the end of every line,
He does
you know,
tend to
that,
overdo it.
oh my God, come on, guys.
Even
But
now, I'm not real familiar with later Ozzy stuff, but I even watch from time to time Gus G on
mhm,
YouTube. He has a YouTube channel. He's a pretty phenomenal guitar player. So
yeah, and he was in a band called the Book of Heavy Metal. Yeah, or no, it was Dream Evil was his band, I believe, and the song was the Book of Heavy Metal. The drummer was Snowy White, who for some reason in that video reminds me of the skipper on Gilligan's Island.
hmm.
You got to see the video. But Another great guitar player, even, and this is going back 15, 20. It would have been about 2013 when I saw him
Hmm.
in that video the first time. So I mean, there's some really great players there, and the singers, Tony Martin, uh, was great. Glenn Hughes, who was a legend already by that time, even though that was with Tony Iommi, Tony wouldn't have been where he was without the other three, Ozzy, Geezer, and Bill. So that's another side effect. Um, the other, as far as Ozzy solo stuff, the drummer, Tommy Aldrich, who was already a legend, Lee Kerslake, of course. Um, I can't remember the name of the one that passed away. Um, Jeez. God, I hate when I can't remember things. But
That's me anymore.
yeah, I mean, he had some great drummers, great bass
Oh, oh,
players.
oh, oh.
You
Randy
know,
Castillo.
yes, yes, that's him.
See,
The
my
other
brain doesn't
Randy.
work, but it's slow. It works, but it's slow.
Yeah,
Hey, real quick, I just want to give a shout out, man. There's some people here. Hey, we got SP4H's here, and
awesome.
check out who's here past his bedtime.
Yeah.
We got Brother
All right.
Lagatz. We got Brother Lagatz here.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Hello. Great to see you guys tonight. And yeah, as you go along, there were other keyboard players. There were the millions of musicians and singers that were influenced by Ozzy and his band and the various musicians going through. Um, so, I mean, he really did change the course of rock and roll and metal at that time
Oh,
and opened
absolutely.
up whole new doors. And another thing about Zakk Wylde, if you ever get the chance on YouTube, look up Zakk Wylde's cover of Mississippi Queen.
Hmm.
You want to see a guitar solo on an acoustic guitar, mind you.
Wow.
Holy shit. That is just fantastic. And I mean, he really goes nuts with that. But, and it's about 40 times longer than the original, but he's having fun. But I mean, you know, he's freely sitting there going, what? You know?
And being on an acoustic, I'm sure the pinch harmonics were kept to a minimum.
Exactly. Exactly. Because Ace hated playing acoustic guitar simply because how am I going to solo on this thing? You know, it's got heavier strings and all that, but God love him, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, man. What a legacy Ozzy leaves behind now, right? I
Yeah.
mean, holy smokes.
Yeah. And I mean, there's a lot of, you know, the stuff where, yeah, Sharon wants more cash. That was kind of obvious on a lot of things like that television show. I mean, it made Ozzy look bad. It really did. And, you know, that was around the time he had already been diagnosed with the Parkinson's. He was having what drug relapses, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But, you know, that is a kind of a sad thing, really, because, you know, dignity, dude. But, and she dragged him into a lot of other things for, you know, the sweet, sweet money. And it's hard to kind of divorce that. Still, he pulled through everything he ever did. So I'll give her credit for that too, you know. And, you know, there were a lot of very strange things with Ozzy. You know, the bit where he got really drunk one night and took a shotgun to all his cats. You
Hmm.
know, I mean, that for a long time I would not listen to him. And I finally made peace with myself over that. But that was not a good time for him. And it was not a good time for me to hear about it, you know. And all the other controversies, you know, pissing on the Alamo and that bit with Motley Crue, if it ever did happen,
So are you talking about the snorting of the ants?
etc. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he confirmed that.
Yeah, that was the bad part of the 80s is you had all that kind of stuff going on, but musically the guy opened doors, and what he didn't open himself, he hired the people who did open the doors.
Mm-hmm.
And wow, what a legacy.
Holy cow, Lenrod's here.
Lenrod, hail there.
Yeah, man. Sure you heard the news. William
Yeah,
Shakespeare is here too. Anyone interested in
awesome.
popping on, man? I'm living dangerously. The link is I'll pin it to the top of the chat.
Yeah.
Because this is just like a spur of the moment thing and probably won't go long anyway, but anyone interested in talking about Ozzy, maybe sharing some memories or what he meant to you? Yeah.
Memories of the tits that used to be.
Old
Oh,
Man Brett
sorry.
said he tried to cut David Lee Roth's hair when they met in a bar. I heard Sharon recount.
Yeah,
That's kind of funny. I haven't
that's
heard that one.
guts. That's guts. Because Ozzy, he could fight too.
Well, the funny thing is I'm always trashing Nikki Sixx because mostly because he did a lot of things like Ozzy, but then all the outrageous drinking and drugs and stuff like that,
Yeah.
but he was always bragging about oh, he died a couple times and all. That's great. I
Hmm.
consider him all of bad things about our genre of music, right?
Yeah.
But it's funny because I kind of give Ozzy a pass in some cases because he was like the original bad boy. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So
Yeah. He
it's
picked
hard to
up
hate the
what,
original.
well, that's the thing. He picked up where Keith Moon left off, and it was about the same time, he really started getting crazy with stuff when Keith Moon was gone. So that's, picking up Keith's legacy and saying, I got it from here, bud. you know,
Hmm. Lenrod says, by sheer coincidence, I have my Ozzy shirt on today. Wow.
awesome.
Yeah.
And then you can't forget the Ozzy duet with Lita Ford.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
You
I closed
know,
my eyes forever.
yeah,
Yeah,
that was beautifully done.
it was.
And there was a time there when I had a hard time listening to that because I would actually tear up
Yeah.
because I was at the point where things were really bad for me, and I told you about how I ended up joining Masons because of how bad things were. I was looking for one thing in a drawer and I found the Masonic rings. And so I'm still alive. But
Hmm.
that was a rough time, but that was one of the songs that also got me through that, you know. So crazy how that works.
I like what SP4H said. Yo, check this out. He says, it's almost like Ozzy was the roadmap of what to do and simultaneously what not to do for a career. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wild.
That's not wrong.
Yeah.
Oops. Hit the wrong one. Legata says, my cousin bought me a t-shirt from Ozzy's Blizzard of Oz tour. Very cool. It was my first and only tour tee I have owned. Not a bad
Yep.
one to have, man.
Yep.
Holy crap, we got Jedi
Yeah.
Master 2022 in the chat. He says, hey, Fett, what's up, brother?
Hey there.
I'm surprised how many people. I didn't think anybody would show up at, almost midnight on well, I guess it'd be well, yeah, it's still a Tuesday night.
Yeah.
But,
Which is nice because I missed Tuesday completely. I slept through it.
I wish I would have. I hate July 22nd for other reasons to begin with. And then
Mm.
finding out Ozzy died, yeah, that
Yeah.
was a rough one. William says, I love the TV show The Osbournes. It was so funny and awesome just to watch.
Mm.
I I watched in the beginning.
Yeah.
Kind of lost interest in it there for a while, but I know I saw one of the funniest things I ever saw
Hmm.
came from that show. They were
Yeah.
going to a concert or something. They were backstage, and I can't remember. I should have looked it up before I went live here because I was telling people about it at work and I couldn't remember.
Yeah.
Sharon said something to him or something or other. And Ozzy goes, I can't do that or something. I'm Ozzy Osbourne, the Prince of
I
F.
know what you. I know what you're talking about. It was the bubble machine.
The bubble. That's yeah.
I'm not freaking Lawrence Welk. I'm the Prince of Darkness. Damn it.
Yeah. That was pretty funny. Oh, Lenrod's still at work.
Ah,
I had an incredibly early one tonight, so
yeah.
I knew I was going to come home. Because here's the thing. Here's the thing. I hate to make this about me because it should be about Ozzy and stuff. But man, I
Mhm.
just started feeling my mortality so bad tonight. Like I was just like walking down the one hallway, and it was just me, right? And I'm like, one day I won't be walking down this hallway because I won't be here,
Mhm.
and like people won't see me walking down this hallway because I won't be here. And I don't know
Yeah.
why. I don't know why this just hit me so hard. But
Yeah. Things like that do. I have that quite a lot myself, and especially the older I get. And yet, in spite of these and a whole lot of other things that have happened, here I am. So I try not to worry about it too much. Just pick up and move on with the good things in your life, you know. And it's okay to mourn for those who've passed, and you know, you have that hole in your life you kind of feel, but you got to move on because you know other people want you around. You know.
yeah, well, I think that's one of the reasons why I went live now. I didn't want to be sitting here in empty house and start
Hmm.
this brain once it gets working and stuff like that. But Jedi
Yeah.
Master 2022 says, "Fed, how old are you?" I am old, fella. I'm 52. I'm 52, and
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. That
I,
maybe that's why. Maybe that's part of it. When rock stars and stuff passed away in the past, I was like, well, I'm a young kid. I didn't think
yeah.
maybe my age is playing a part in it. And I don't know. It was one of those things too, where like, not to compare Ozzy and my dad. I mean, there couldn't be more polar opposites than Ozzy Osbourne and my dad.
Hmm.
But I kind of looked at my dad the same way. Like my dad was Superman. He was never going to die. He
Hmm.
just like, the guy hardly ever got sick. He never missed work. He was never going to die, but he did. And
Yeah.
Ozzy is one of those guys, where like you look at like your Keith Richards and stuff, who are just going to go on forever. And
Hmm.
it was a shocker today when because if when I first heard about it, I
Yeah.
was like, nah, because you hear all the time this person died, and of course they didn't. But then everybody started messaging me, man. It was like Matt Eagle and Tim,
Yeah.
FKHC and all that. Everybody's like messaging me. Did you hear about Ozzy? You hear about Ozzy? And I'm like, I'm going to try not to
Yeah.
curse out of
Yeah.
respect. But I was like, holy crap, man! It's real. It's
Yeah.
really real.
Yeah.
And SP4H says dealing with one's own mortality is not an easy thing to grapple with. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, Jedi Master says he's 60 and I just live. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
hoping to.
Same here. I'm
Yeah.
60. And it took a long time for me to start feeling my age. In fact, for till a few years ago, I still looked like I was 30.
Well, again, not to make it about me and to get all morbid and things like that, but
Mm.
the men in my family on both sides tend
Right.
to make it to 60. You know what I mean? And I'm like, holy crap, dude,
Yeah.
that's around the corner. So
Yeah.
that's what I'm trying to enjoy that. I'm trying to enjoy it. So maybe that's why I'm doing this YouTube thing more. It's like,
Yeah.
not that I'll ever have a legacy of a bazillionth or anything of Ozzy's, but it maybe be nice to leave a little something behind, and
Yeah.
maybe YouTube's better than nothing. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. I mean, all the crap I've got over here to the left. It's, all family heirlooms or stuff I've done, leaving something behind me for my nephew to have to sort through. So it's easier for the people who want something of you because they just have to turn on the computer at the moment. And there you is.
Hmm. Old Man Bird says, "When we aren't here anymore, we won't be here to care. Can't remember when we were born, won't when we die." Yeah, I know. It's death is it's harder for the living.
Yeah.
And holy smokes, Canadian Spider-Man is here.
Hello.
Yeah. he said, old man Bird. He said, exactly. That's why I don't care about a funeral or what happens to my body when I'm gone.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, I
that's.
want big ass funeral.
Uh, I would probably just want to go peacefully, and like that'd be nice if one day, bunch of guys would go, "Hey, whatever happened to that fat guy?" And I remember that guy. He was pretty cool.
Hmm.
That's the thing. I just hope I go out and I hope people remember me as being cool. That's all I hope.
That's it.
Canadian Spider-Man says, hell to you, buddy. Hell to you."
Yeah. Very good.
Later on, it says, "I thought Ozzy would hold on for a few more years ago, at least." Yeah, me too. Because he just did this final concert, and I was like, well, that was the one in England. I was totally expecting him, like, okay, so there's going to be a final one in the US, and maybe
Hmm.
a couple final ones somewhere else throughout the world. But no, really, holy cow. Because here's the thing. I probably, like everyone else here,
Hmm.
that didn't get the pay-per-view or didn't go over to England to watch the concert. I've been
Yeah.
watching bits and pieces of it, and everybody, especially today, everybody kept posting him doing Mama, I'm Coming Home. And when
Hmm.
I first saw it, before he passed today, when I first saw it, I was just like, "Oh man, that sucks." His voice is going, and I
Yeah.
don't know. Seeing it today, it was a whole different thing. It was a whole different kind of sad. You know what I mean? I was like,
Yeah. Although it had that, what I think is one of Ozzy's funniest bits was the very end when Geezer and Tony and Bill walked off the stage. Ozzy's in the chair. He leans over and says, "Get me off the effing stage."
that sounds like
And
a
you couldn't hear it, but he was mouthing it, and it was very, very clear what he was saying.
nice.
And then they came back and gave him the cake. But wild. Hey, the Sarge is here.
Holy smokes! Where do you see?
Top of the chat there.
Oh, see, I have. There is such. I'm guessing it's Restream. One thing I will
Mm-hmm.
say is if I don't, I got to keep an eye on both because Restream is way behind
Yeah.
YouTube. But anyway, Tin Hut, Sarge is in the barracks. Nice to see you, man. Nice. Well,
Morning, sir.
sorta. I wish we weren't gathered under this circumstance, but it is nice to see everyone. I did not
Mm-hmm.
think 11 people would show up at midnight
Yeah.
tonight, but
Mm-hmm.
so let's see.
Hello.
William Shez. William says, "Fett, I felt exactly the same way when we lost MCA of the Beastie Boys. He was like 49 years old. I was mildly freaking out about it, scared.
Yeah.
I was, I was never big on the Beastie Boys, but yeah, that sucks when you
Well,
lose. It's
they
weird
were,
to call them heroes, but these guys are heroes to me, like
yeah.
Ozzy, you know what I mean, Jake Ely, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't take that seriously. Oh, they're just musicians and stuff, but
Mm-hmm.
they
Oh,
were
well,
like Superman to me growing up.
yeah.
I strove to be like Jakey Lee.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Let's see.
I keep forgetting I don't have the chat permanently up on the thing
Ah,
because I don't want to put it over Ozzy, so I have to
yeah.
just show the banners tonight. But
Yeah. Oh, that's fine. But that was
holy
another,
crap,
huh?
my buddy Jay is watching this stream. Hey Jay, nice to long time no
Hello.
see. Long time no see. But yeah,
Cool.
very cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
Jedi Master says his dad lived in 91. That's not. That's
Wow.
props to him, man.
Awesome.
Man, like all four of my grandparents had passed away before I was ever even born. I
Yeah.
never even knew my grandparents. Well, you can. I've had gray hair. I've had gray hair. Well, geez, I started getting gray hair back in middle school. I would see like a gray hair here or there, but honest to God, it was like I started getting in my late 20s, and then it was around 34,
Yeah.
like 34 years old. It was just poof. It was this.
Mm-hmm.
So Canadian Spider-Man says 53 and at least 50 years to go. Never give up. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, it'd be nice, but I don't know. Then I don't want to be like one of those crippled guys who. Can you say that? Is that political? I don't
Yeah.
know. I say anything political. Anyway, but I don't want to be one of those guys who can't get around either. But
Yeah. Well, I always said when it comes to the point where I can't wipe my own ass, it's time to punch my face.
oh, wiping your own ass on. Well, at least it's not the 22nd anymore. That's a long story
Yeah.
for backstory. Anyway, uh, Sarge says when Picard said, "I realize now that there are more years behind me than there are in front of me." Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I'm feeling today. That's exactly what I was
Yeah.
feeling today. Yep. Pop these up quick.
Yeah.
SP4 says, "Well, the weather isn't too bad in PA tonight." Yeah, thank God for once, man. It wasn't sweltering at all. It was a very,
Yeah.
very comfortable day. At least we had.
Yeah. Yesterday wasn't too bad either. I actually got the lawn mowed, so yes. After so many weeks of rain.
That's another thing I want to point out tonight too. Thank you, Tracy, for reminding me. John, you too.
Yeah.
You pointed it out to me on Facebook. Our friend Sean Kay, friend of the
Yeah.
channel, lost his father the other day too. So,
Yeah.
Sean, if you're catching us on a replay, we're thinking of you too, dude. So,
Definitely.
yeah, prayers for you, your family. Yeah,
Yes.
this year, I don't know. It's like the last several years. Every year, we're all kind of praying and hoping the next year is better. And I don't know, man. It
Yeah.
just they don't seem to be getting any better.
Yeah.
You know
Well,
what
we
it is?
strive through one disaster at a time and do the best we can.
Oh,
You know.
speaking of Tim, there he is.
Ah.
He was one of the first people that messaged me today about Ozzy. So, you know.
Yep.
William says every musician I look up to for any reason are each a hero to me, more than most actors or sports stars to me. Exactly. That's
Yeah.
exactly. That's the funny thing. These people that like sports. No offense, Jay, for still listening. I know he's a big sports
Yeah.
fan, but
Yeah.
they idolize these guys. When you say like Ozzy is my hero, Blackie Lawless is my hero, they're like, you
Yeah.
look like you goofy and stuff. But,
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. I look up to a lot of bass players being a bass player. And the ones that I really love are the ones who can do the things I can never do because, you know, they put in more time and patience than I did. A lot of them took lessons that I never did, and I look at these guys going, wow, and even though I've been able to play a couple of things that they've played, like Steve Harris, there's a few songs I can play from Iron Maiden or could play. And a lot of it I'll never be able to play. But,
hmm.
I still fiddle with it from time to time. And the guys become role models for a lot of us. Me being living the sheltered life I lived, I never knew you could become an out and out rock star coming from Pennsylvania. That just never computed for me. But you do
I
the
hear you.
best you can, even for your own enjoyment.
Hey, real quick, the one you want,
Yes.
I'm guessing, in the chat. That's a new one. I don't recognize that
Yes.
one.
Hello
Says
there.
talking bad about sports will make a very long day for you tomorrow. LOL. Yeah, no, I don't mean. Yeah, I mean, I'm not trashing anyone that idolizes sports
Yeah.
figures. I'm just saying, it's like we love our metal guys, just like
Hmm.
people like their sports. But hey, welcome to the channel. Thanks for
Yeah.
popping in, man, or
Very.
woman. Don't mean to. I did it, didn't I? I assumed. And you know what
Well,
Benny Hill always said?
never assume. You make an ass out of
Out of you.
you and me.
Yep. Sending prayers probably for Sean's dad. Thank you very
Yeah.
much.
Yeah. Sean's a really good guy.
Yeah, he is. Lenrod still needs to mow his lawn. But
Yeah.
I can read tonight. Yeah, me too. I gotta cut my grass too.
Yeah.
I meant to do it last week and I just got lazy.
Yeah.
Tim says, "Yep, Fez, that's how I feel when it's time for me to go."
Yeah.
Geddy Lee doesn't slap, but wow.
Yeah. Phenomenal bass player. And the fact he can do that while playing keyboards with his feet. I mean, come on. Bloody amazing.
Oh, that's okay. All right. 10-4. Copy that.
Who,
The
what?
one. So I'm sending out some Morse code here.
Ah,
To Sarge. Sorry about that. Got distracted. Sarge said when Carrie Fisher passed, I was a bit shocked to see on national TV that she was born in 1956, same year I was born. That was a little scary to see.
yeah.
Yeah, but as much as I love Carrie,
Hmm.
that was she did that to herself.
Yeah.
You know, I love Carrie. I miss Carrie, but that's the thing. Addiction and whatnot. That
It's a bitch.
yeah. But I mean, we I think we all kind of knew the Ozzy thing was coming.
Yeah. It was a race between him and Keith Richards.
Yeah, but that was still, and the fact that it was so close to the final concert.
Hmm.
It's like it is like everyone is saying. Like it was almost like he got to watch his own funeral. At
Yeah.
the concert. That's the kind of thing people. He went out on good terms though. When you think about it, how many
Yeah.
people think about that? Would love to have however many thousands were in attendance on that day, and millions watching around the world. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To see your goodbye, and I believe he did end with "Mama, I'm Coming Home." Correct? I think we're right.
No, he ended with
No, it was
the
Black Sabbath,
it was Black Sabbath, but still he did do the song in there.
but I think he ended his set, the
Yeah.
Ozzy solo set, with and what a way to go out.
Yeah.
It was
And think of it more as a celebration of his life than a
his life.
funeral.
Yeah, yeah,
Tribute.
yeah, yeah. William says great musicians are magical. They sure are. Even Beethoven said in film, the musician's art is to get inside the head of the listener. Once there, they own you. Paraphrase badly, but so true.
Yep.
Exactly, man. It's like, there's a rare occasion where I'll walk around and I'll be thinking of a line from usually Star Wars or something. But man, every day of my life,
Hmm.
every single day of my life, there's some line from a song stuck in my head.
Yeah.
And more times than not in my lifetime, it was an Ozzy Osbourne song. So, hail, hail. Oh, speaking of hails, Glenn
Hey,
Coder.
Glenn.
Hey, what's up, man? We're
How do you
talking a
do,
little,
man?
little Ozzy. I'm sure you heard the news, man. Yeah, we
Yeah.
lost a great one today. Well,
Hmm.
yesterday now at this point. We're already almost a day
Hmm.
into a world without Ozzy Osbourne in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, something, man.
Strange new world.
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
And no one's ever going to fill those shoes.
Yeah.
No
That's
one.
the thing. Well, you can have singers who sound similar, but they're never going to be, Ozzy.
Mm-mm.
And they'll never get his mannerisms down or the way he worked the stage. It was all his own thing. And, he was an original in many ways.
Yeah, I got to admit, when I was younger and seeing him on stage,
Mhm.
doing the microphone thing,
Yeah.
how I put it on, take it off, put it on, take it off, and I used to think that that's weird, but
Yeah.
man, that's Ozzy. You know what I mean? I mean, that was his thing,
Yeah.
and yeah. Lenrod
Yeah.
says music is the closest thing we have to actual music. It comes from nothing and does so much. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Absolutely. And it's a very interesting form of communication. It takes what's inside you and gives it to somebody else, and maybe they can understand you a little better than just if you told them vocally, you know, and
yeah.
just
Glenn
talk.
says I heard he was considering euthanasia. Timing seems right.
Mm.
Now that was a pact I believe that Sharon and him had, where from what I understand, she has dementia or something that runs in her family, and she was kind of afraid
Yeah.
of, I don't know. I think it was something they were supposed to do together, but that was more like as if Sharon got the dementia and Ozzy was gonna, like,
Yeah.
off himself to. I don't know. I don't think that's.
Yeah. I mean, this is, the last week is the first I've heard of anything like that. And so my own skeptical self, I have to attribute it to internet rumor. But that doesn't mean it's not true. It's just my suspicious nature of things. But I guess it'll come out if it ever comes out.
Yeah, because I made no secret about it. I've never been a big fan of Sharon's.
Yeah.
I don't know. Although I do have to give her credit for, I mean, she did handle Ozzy's career, and what a career it was. So I mean,
Yeah.
you know, she can't be
She
all bad.
she didn't screw him in the way most managers do.
Yeah, like William Shakespeare says, man, there will only ever be one Ozzy.
Yeah.
Yep.
As great as Dio was, paranoid seems a little weird coming out of his mouth. You know.
Yeah. No, agreed. Agreed.
You know. But and it sounds even weirder coming out of Ian Gillian's mouth. But there you go. Everybody's a little different. Let's see.
Jedi Master says, Fed, I can join you on a panel and share my Ozzy concert experience. If you want to, man, links pinned. It's at the top of the chat.
Cool. Down here a little bit.
This is weird, man. Like, I was like, should I go live? I'm sure it'll just be you and I talking. I didn't think anyone would
Yeah.
show up. And yet a bunch of people showed up, and I'm getting all kind of texts from everybody. So
Yeah.
we're not the only night owls, John.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, and you're reasonably famous in your own right. So,
Who's what?
yeah,
Only in
your
my
name is your name
only in
is
my
out there.
imagination. It's out there. Yeah, it's out there, all right.
Yeah.
Just like me, I'm out there.
Yeah.
But
I was out there, but I came back home because I got scared. Yeah. I don't. Oh, mine's different. All right.
I still have to figure out. We're going out on Rumble again. I have this going out on YouTube and Rumble, but for some
Ah.
reason, if anyone out there knows anything about Rumble, for some reason it's going to my on Rumble. You have like a personal account, and
Mhm.
then your channels. For some reason it's going to my personal account. Oh, he's here. Jedi Master is here.
Ah.
All aboard! What's
Hey
up?
there.
What's going on, man? Nice, very nice, very
Oh,
nice.
sweet.
Yeah,
Can you hear us?
Testing 1, 2, 27, 140. Can you hear us?
how does my mic sound? Testing. One,
Sounds
two.
good. You sound good.
Thank you.
We
Good.
can't. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I hear you loud and clear.
Okay, good.
Standing.
Good.
Oh boy, Jack
Yeah,
Lubin's here too.
Hey, Jack.
Sorry, I
Yeah.
put that right over Jedi Master's face.
Oh,
Okay.
It's
All right, man. Regale us with your tale.
Well, 2005, me and my friends went and oh wait, I am getting beat.
You sound good on our end.
yeah.
Well, he's checking that out. Tim says,
Oh,
Just glad I was able to get one last concert.
Hmm.
okay. Well, it was in 2005. Me and my friends went. It was on July 15th. It was like it would have been like 8 days
Hmm.
from the 15th. Would have been 20 years since we'd gone. It was in 2005. It was
Yeah.
me and my buddy Marcel, his daughter, and my buddy Aaron. We got tickets and we saw Rob Zombie and all the stuff on the first stage. It was hot, and we didn't have a lot of money, and we were just like, I was like, everybody, do not spend your money on drinks inside.
Yeah.
Let's just we have a little bit of beer in the truck and some food. They wanted to go in early, and I was like, okay. And sure as shit, we were walking around, wandering like the desert, with filling up bottles on bubblers, drinking water, and they started buying drinks, and it was a fun day. Besides, the music was great, except for the heat. With the Iron Maiden, Black Label Society, and Black Sabbath were on the main stage,
Oh, what a
and it was
show!
in Mansfield, Mass.
Hmm.
And yeah,
That
it
was
was
the
good.
eye test.
First and last time I ever saw Black Sabbath. I still got my ticket stub.
Ah,
I saved that too. Yep.
very cool.
Yeah, I'm gonna probably frame up this shirt and put the ticket stub in it, and
Yeah.
never wear it, because this is just from the show. I just wanted to wear it today
Yeah.
in tribute to him and everything like that. And yeah, I was
Mhm.
pretty bummed out when Brad Delp from Boston died too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
Oh,
tragic and so
yeesh.
unnecessary.
And I've seen them like 7 times in my life. Boston's
Yeah.
like one of my favorite bands.
Yeah. They tell me they were one of the best sounding bands live.
Oh, insanely good live. I mean, their
Yeah.
walk on tour. I saw their walk on tour, and they were when they got back together, and they were really they they were great. But Ozzy, I mean, seeing Black Sabbath and seeing him live is a once in a lifetime thing. So,
Hmm.
I felt privileged to go do that.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Hmm.
Oh man, I just noticed in the comments here, Jack Lumen was talking to Legally Blonde, and he says just another reminder that my father is dying. Oh man,
Sad, man.
sorry.
Prayers
Man.
for him.
Yeah, absolutely. Prayers, sending out prayers for you and your dad.
Yeah.
This is a
And
different
hello,
software
Illegally
you use.
Blonde.
Yep, she's
Uh,
back.
Awesome. Great to see
This is
you.
different than StreamYard.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah, this is Restream. Yeah, I'm still learning myself, but
It's blue.
uh, yeah, I was
yeah.
using the free plan with Streamyard, and
Yeah.
they decided to be a bunch of you know whats and remove certain features from the free plan, and
Yeah.
yeah, I couldn't play the
I
intro, the outro anymore. So
Yeah.
I pay for my StreamYard, unfortunately. I do it because my show will look like crap because I do Lost in Space stuff, and I
mhm.
need
Ah.
that. I have a nice intro and outro video, and I added my own I edited a bit. Yeah. And
Mhm.
anyways, I don't even want to talk. It's not about my channel. I just would talk. I don't. It's want to make it's about
Mhm.
Ozzy and everything. I'm
Yeah.
just saying. Yeah, StreamYard. I just noticed that you use a different software. It looks neat.
Yeah, well, for the longest time, I was just streaming sporadically, so it didn't pay for me to subscribe to anybody. You know what I mean? But so
Hmm.
I'm trying now. Over the last few weeks, I've pretty much stuck to every Saturday, and now here I am on a Tuesday going live. So I don't know. Maybe I will take to this live streaming thing. So then it will
That'd
be
be
worth a
great.
purchase. But in the meantime,
Tell you, if you ever want to come over and join me on like, I know you say you're busy on Mondays because I
Mhm.
already dropped you. I had mentioned that, but if I sometimes move my show around, try to move it around a little bit to a Tuesday. So if you ever want to come jump on and talk with some classic Lost in Space with me and Anti-Derivative Jill, you're more than
Oh,
welcome.
cool.
oh, that's cool. Yeah. Well, I'm
You, t-
typically
you
working now. I just happen to get out
yeah,
early tonight. So
yeah.
yeah. Unfortunately, I miss all the good live streams. Everybody's streaming while I'm working.
Oh, I hear you. Monday night's a wild night, man. Everybody streams at about the same time, so
Hmm.
I don't like. Doesn't matter. I'm doing it because I have a good time. That's about all.
Classics.
So what, like, Jedi?
Yeah, good.
Do you remember the first time you ever heard Ozzy? Like, what was the first
Oh
impression?
my god, I was 1975, 75 at my friend's. David Finlayson is this. I used to hang out with this kid, and he had Paranoid, and he played it, and we were listening. That was my first experience listening to Black. I was 10 years old, 1975.
Hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, in Abington, Massachusetts, to be exact. I see my short-term memory's gone, but I can remember long-term memory.
Yeah.
And that's probably from bong resin now. Yeah,
mine's coming just from coal dust. I'm in Northeast Pennsylvania.
yeah, I'm in Florida now. I'm a Massachusetts person, but I've migrated south. Me and my wife moved down here 6 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
Let's see.
So, yeah, Black Sabbath. It was that, listening to him when I was 10 years old, and then when I was a teenager, I moved to Marshfield. I had a 8-track player, and I think it was Master of Reality, or it was a Paranoid 8-track. I used to walk around, and you'd have to change the D batteries like every other day because it would suck your batteries dry back then.
Oh, yeah.
And we'd walk around with like a mini boombox type thing, playing War Pigs and all that stuff. Fairies Wear Boots, Electric Funeral. You know, I love those songs. Those are like some of my favorite tunes.
Hale Lenrod, he says Paranoid is his all-time favorite album.
Yeah.
Yeah, Paranoid is a good album.
Yeah. Hole in
Master
the Sky was another one.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hole in the Sky was a great song.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'll tell you how obviously big an influence on me that Ozzy is. Now, years ago, when I first started the YouTube channel, wasn't taking it seriously. I did have some covers of some Georgia Lynch stuff on here, but I've since deleted all those. And when I decided to take the channel more seriously, the first cover I've done, and it's still on my channel, was Crazy Train. So I guess that says something right there. And somebody said something in the comments earlier about everyone was learning to play Crazy Train because Van Halen was too complicated. But I'll tell you what, Crazy Train is one of the greatest riffs ever written. And I'll tell you what.
Oh, I love that song.
Not only is that a great song, fun to play, but it also saved my life one time, and I'll tell you why. Because back when I was in high school, I used to take guitar lessons every Tuesday. It was a Tuesday night. Every Tuesday night at 6 o'clock, I used to take guitar lessons. And afterwards, a lot of times I would stay and I would either play, some new guitars, or they'd let me plug into an amp, and I'd try playing different amps and stuff. And the one at this particular point in time, I was having trouble with like some bullies in school, and I happened to be out the music store. I happened to be at the music store after lessons, and I'm playing guitar. And this one particular one of the bullies, his older brother showed up at the music store. And he was known as like the toughest guy in school. He was a couple grades ahead of me. And he comes out and I'm like, oh, geez, like his little brother doesn't like me. I'm dead, this and that and the other thing. But so I'm sitting there playing guitar, and I start playing Crazy Train. And that catches his attention, and he comes over and he's like, that sounded pretty good, man. So then he's like, here, try playing this guitar. So I play it, and he's like, here, try playing this guitar. And then at one point he grabs, and this was, mid 80s, he grabs like a $1,200 Les Paul off the rack, bumps it into other guitars, getting it down and stuff like that. And $1,200 was a lot of money back then. And I was like, all right, look, I know who you are. I know you could kill me, but I'm not touching that guitar.
Mm-hmm.
It's too expensive. And he says, I can respect that. And he put the guitar back.
Mm-hmm.
So I think had I not been playing Crazy Train at that particular moment when he walked into the music store,
Yeah.
I may have died that evening. But
Mm-hmm.
so you may say, Crazy Train saved my life.
Yeah.
So hail
Pretty
Crazy
cool.
Train. Hail
Yeah.
Crazy Train. Holy
We used
cow,
to roll us to that
Lemon Pie
song.
is in the chat. I
Hello
have
there.
Lemon pie.
I see Lemon Pie all over the place in a lot of chats
Yeah.
and stuff on other channels I go in, but I think this might be the first time I've seen Lemon Pie here. So hail Lemon Pie, man. Thanks for stopping
Definitely.
by. And that was an
Cool.
unintentional rhyme, by the way.
Yeah.
Lemon pie
Ah,
wrenches for me some nights.
Oh, very
Over on my
cool.
show,
Very
yeah.
cool.
Monday night shows. Yes, he very good wrench.
Awesome. Oh, and I love Glenn Schroeder's line here. That bass line aggravated me from day one. Yeah. Yeah.
Which one? Which one?
Crazy Train.
Crazy Train.
Yeah. Yeah. That it has some moments in it that will drive you nuts.
Really?
Oh
I
yeah.
never paid that much I never paid that close attention to the bass line, actually. I got to be honest with you. I'll have to
Well,
check that out.
the the verse bass line is not so bad because that's just 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I think it's the 1 and the 5 for the next little bit going down, and not bad. But then you get into the guitar solo, and he's doing octaves. I forget what note it is, but the bass player is doing octaves in a way that I can't do. And it's just 2 strings over, 2 frets up, but still the right hand is not doing what I want it to do. He's doing 1 and a 2 with it, and I'm doing 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and it's just crazy.
I am musically not instrumentally inclined,
Mm-hmm.
so I don't play any instruments. I just don't. Maybe a little karaoke after a couple years ago, a couple drinks, maybe.
Yeah.
But no, I don't. I love music. I've
Mm-hmm.
been to a gazillion shows over the years, mainly oldies bands, because all the new music is like, blah.
Yeah.
I haven't seen
Agreed.
anything. I will pay big money to go see an older band
Yeah.
and be happy, like going to see Huey Lewis in the News. Me and my wife saw like
Yeah.
before we moved down here. The last show we saw together was REO Speedwagon in Chicago, which
Yeah.
was an amazing show. And then we saw also REO Speedwagon and Earth, Wind and Fire in 2015.
Yeah. Is Gary Richcraft still alive, the guitar player?
Pardon?
Is Gary Richcraft still alive, REO's guitar player?
The one with the long blonde hair?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness! I think he passed away not long ago. Not a short time ago. Don't quote me on that. I don't have that answer for you.
Yeah,
That's
because
something that I'd have to look up.
he was one of the unsung guitar heroes.
Yeah.
And great player.
Yeah, I've seen ELP and Jethro Tull.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So those are the bands I get into when I was young. And Black Sabbath was like the hardest rock I listened to back then. Them and Black Sabbath, maybe Deep Purple, Pink Floyd, Blue Oyster Cult.
Yeah.
Glenrod said there are some really good new bands, but they're deep in the underground, I bet. Really, one of the only even sort of new bands that I even kind of like is Ghost. And they're not even new. They've been around.
Never even heard of them, Fat.
Yeah.
Well, the thing, they've had some hits and misses over the years, but their last album was pretty darn good. It's kind of worth checking, especially if you're kind of into like the glammier, like maybe the Ultimate Sin. That era of Ozzy, the glammier, I could feel like in the last Ghost album, but yeah, I can't think of anything else that really floats my boat these days. New.
Yeah.
I mean, Black Label Society would be considered new metal for Not even anymore, but Black Label Society is just like they're really I really enjoy their music. And
Hmm.
like Iron Maiden, I never seen them until that tour in 2005 with Black Sabbath, and I never seen Rob Zombie was great. So
Oh,
Tim said, sadly, Gary died in 2015.
oh, wow, that's too bad.
Hmm.
I remember he
yeah,
hadn't been well
Eh,
for a while, but yeah, I missed that.
I don't think Kevin Cronin's touring as much as he used to anymore. I think he's playing
Yeah.
in Vegas now.
Hmm.
Don't
Wow.
quote me on that either, but I haven't seen him like touring.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, and it's funny. A lot of the bands that we grew up with in the '80s are still out there touring, and
Cheap Trick's still going.
yeah,
Cheap Trick is still going. I've seen
yeah,
him. I've seen them a couple times. I've seen them
yeah,
once free in Boston at the City Hall Plaza, and
yeah,
then I saw them open for Hart and Joan Jett.
yeah. Heart, there was a great band from the day.
Oh, they were a good show. Me and my wife saw them together.
Uh, Nancy Wilson can tune my guitar any day.
Oh yeah,
You know,
Joan Jett was great. Yeah, yeah.
she is the who was the mother on the Brady Bunch?
Florence Henderson.
Yeah, she is the Florence Henderson of rock and roll. I don't care how
Yeah.
old she is, I still want her.
It's almost like me with Anne Margaret there for a while until she got real old. And
Yeah,
Sophia Loren growing up as a kid, they were
yeah,
like, back in the day.
yeah. I don't know what they are, but they move up and down.
Yes, definitely
Oh,
so.
yeah. But yeah, even if you remember 1910 Fruit Gum Company from back in the 60s, early 70s,
Mm.
well, guitar player that I was in a band with, John Roginski, is now their keyboard player.
Wow.
And they're still out there touring. And it's amazing what you can find.
Yep.
Lenrod says Nancy's
I want
an
to always see
amazing
the.
guitar.
Mm, yeah,
I see our America Bachman Turner Overdrive.
yeah,
I would love to see the Beach Boys. I would have
hmm
loved to see. I would love to see the Beach Boys.
yeah.
But they're passing now. One of them
Well,
passed
yeah,
away.
Brian Wilson, he pretty much
Brian,
led
yeah.
the whole thing, and he just passed away this last
Hmm.
year. And
Yeah.
although him and Mike Love had been fighting the whole time, so kind
Yeah,
of
they were
sad
kind of
there.
on that. Yeah, and Cowsill, the drummer, was doing stuff with Bill Mumy and
Mm,
Victoria Peterson from they get the band the Action Skulls. Bill Mumy.
ah,
He's got his own little. He's working on something right now.
yeah,
He's working on some new music right now as we speak.
wow,
Yeah. Yeah, he's actually a very, very amazing
yeah,
singer. If you ever
mhm,
do pass by my channel, I got
yeah,
an upload from one of the concerts when I saw
yeah.
him live in Framingham, Mass in 2018. I got some of Fish Heads
right now.
and some of
Oh,
the Ballad of Will
Working
Robinson.
some new music right now as we speak.
wow.
Is that Canadian Spider-Man?
Ah,
Yes.
hello there.
You
There
have
he
Canadian
is.
Spirit.
What's
Very
up,
Good.
Spidey? Hey,
What's
Spidey
going
in the
on, man?
house. How you
Hi.
doing, brother?
Yeah, no, it's good to be here. I was just
Hey.
about to light. I just had a bonfire stream with Rancor Steve, and
Ah,
I figured I've got the bonfire still going. I'm gonna stoke it up, and we'll have a funeral pyre.
very good.
Oh,
Very
that's
nice.
nice.
Very
Yeah,
nice.
it's good to see all of you. Thanks for having me. And yeah, wow, that was a shocker. I like you just never. I guess you don't retire is a lesson
Mhm.
there.
Yeah,
Yeah. He went out doing what he loves, that's for sure.
yeah.
Hey, you know,
Cheers.
it-
Beer's
God,
okay on
yeah.
the stream. I'm assuming Fat.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
And
No
weed
matter
is legal in Canada, so
is weed legal? If it's legal in Florida, is it legal on your stream?
it
Because
is completely legal
I
in
have
Canada.
a Aussie bong loaded for an honorable
I've got an Aussie
bong.
bong, but I didn't want to bring it on without Fet's permission.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. I don't want to get them tagged.
Yeah.
Oh well,
I know YouTube can be very YouTubey.
They can.
Mm-hmm.
And they're being really YouTubey lately.
They are.
Oh my god. Oh
I'm sure
my
you guys heard
god.
about the likes, the engagement.
Yes.
Like the
Yes.
views aren't being counted unless people either hit the like or leave a comment and all that. There,
Yeah, and your shorts aren't getting distributed as
It's
like I
almost
was
like
really
YouTube is-
nailing. I like went from 120, like 80 subs, and I started banging, saturating shorts. And I know that's not my live audience, but I'm up to 250 subs now. I like jumped, and then all of a sudden, my last few like shorts they're just not grabbing. I don't know what they're doing with me. I guess I got to do more live. They're saying you got to go live more or something, is what they're saying.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, they're
Crazy.
They're shooting themselves in the foot. It seems.
And the Monday night shows, my Monday night shows, they're getting around. I'm getting around. It depends on how many people watch the replays. But
Yeah.
it is what it is. YouTube asshole.
Yeah. Steve's out there somewhere. Huh.
No, Glenn Schroeder said hail to Rancor Steve in the chat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I mentioned.
Hail, brother Steve.
FK8C 2005.
Yeah, he sent me a picture. I don't have Facebook up on the computer, so I don't know if this will show up. But he sent Ozzy and Dio.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
Very nice, man. I saw one earlier too. It had that classic stairway picture, and it had Ozzy looking up and Randy looking down at the top of the stairs. That was a pretty good one too.
Yep. Yeah, there's the reunion everybody wanted. Lee Kerslake, Randy Rhodes. God bless him. Ozzy now, and hopefully not too soon, Bob Daisley. Because as a bass player, I love Bob Daisley. He is so underrated. But that will be the reunion.
Wow.
Let's see.
I was so unprepared for this tonight. Like I said, thinking nobody would show up. I should actually have Facebook open. I'm going to see if I can open it without wrecking the place here. I don't have access to my links.
Oh, I'm this close to quitting Facebook forever. This
really
close, man.
I can't stand it either, but it's kind of a necessary evil at the moment.
Yeah.
And I've been booted off. My ex account has been shut down. Apparently, they think I'm a bot or something.
No kidding.
So I've lost my ex.
Oh,
I have no access to my ex Twitter account anymore.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I'm not a bot. I promise you.
Bots don't like bonfires.
No, bots can't start a bonfire, I don't think. Probably if they can. William Shakespeare. Hello. Hey, buddy.
God, that's
so Canadian Spider-Man. What was your? Can you recall your first experience with Ozzy? When was the first time you came on the radio?
I'm a little bit embarrassed, but my first experience with Ozzy, I didn't really know much about him until Crazy Train. I'm a very late new. I was into Bruce Springsteen and John Cougar Mellencamp and Bob Seger and Eric Clapton and Dire Straits.
Yeah.
And it just wasn't my younger brother was into heavy metal, and so of course I had to dislike it because I can't like the same thing my brother likes.
Mm-hmm.
So until Crazy Train, I didn't really follow Ozzy.
Well, we have that in common too, because like I said, my Black Sabbath really wasn't in my
No.
wheelhouse there for a long
Yeah.
time, you know, and that's when I discovered Ozzy too. Is like Blizzard of Oz album.
Yeah.
That's
Blizzard
when
of
I first
Oz.
became aware.
That was out in 1982, if I'm correct.
I think
Somewhere
that's
Yeah,
around there,
82. Yeah, because I had just turned 17.
Mhm.
I was
Yeah.
10.
Yeah,
I just-
and I left the basic training in the spring of 83. Yep, that was 1982.
I think
Because
I
I
was
remember when that album.
penis in
Just-
1982.
All the carnivals had those Blizzard of Oz out like mirrors had all the
Mhm.
medals in the
Mm.
t-shirts.
Yeah.
And if you played the
Yeah.
games, you could win an Aussie mirror.
Yeah.
Little mirrors. Those are the things. That's when carnivals were great, and you go and win good prizes and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they'd have those Blizzard of Oz. I remember the Blizzard of Oz mirrors at the Brockton Fair,
Mhm.
trying to win one of those things.
Our local fair, man. I actually remember I won 2 of them at 2 separate times. A wasp.
Yeah.
That's how cool our fair was. They had
White
wasps.
Anglo-Saxon.
Remember those roach clip feathers too? They'd give away at those. Yes, yeah. If you didn't win shit, they
Yeah.
just give you one of those.
I never
Yeah.
knew what
Up
those
his
were
gift.
for. Until I was 30 years
I used
old.
to know what those were for.
did
Even
not
when
know
I
what
was a
those were
teen.
for.
Oh yeah.
I thought they were just for your hair.
Yeah. Hair extensions.
Hair extensions.
Yeah,
It's like a native thing.
Well, you see a lot of girls in the 80s and shit would put that shit in their hair. They had the big hair in the 80s, you know. They
wall
carry a
of
purse
hair.
the size of a small briefcase, and then
Yeah.
they'd have about 10 cans of Aquanet in there. God forbid you went there with
Yeah.
a lit match, you'd explode.
And
Yep.
now they're all dying of cancer, and I have no idea why.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Crazy,
I mean,
ain't
could
it?
you stand over there while I light my cigarette? I don't want to cause a freaking
Right.
spontaneous
Michael
combustion.
Jackson. Michael
Holy
Jackson.
cow. The level-
Holy smokes. The lovely Sherry is
Hello,
here.
Sherry. How lovely you are.
Yeah, lovely Sherry.
She's fantastic.
Mhm.
Yeah, the Michael Jackson hair thing was. Well, at
Yeah.
least, I mean, shit, Ozzy lived to 78. Am I right? 78?
76.
76, I
76.
believe. 76.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Fat,
you
did
know,
you see him live?
considering
Did
the
you ever see
amount of substances he allegedly imbibed,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
incredible. That is wow. That is actually incredible.
Yeah.
I'm pretty
Oh,
much.
I was just going to say that very same
Yeah.
thing. Yeah.
And I told Fed earlier, it was a race between Ozzy and Keith Richards. I guess Keith Richards won.
He's never going to die.
Man, Keith Richards, I saw him at Bridges to Babylon tour, and that was in like 95, and he looked like chewed. He didn't look too good then,
Yeah.
so I can't imagine what he looks like now.
I saw him on the Steel Wheels tour in Moncton, New Brunswick, and
You got to be shitting me.
yeah, 80,000 outdoor venue, 80,000 people. All of
Wow.
all of Eastern Canada came to this one city.
Yeah.
They got to be bringing them out in hyperbaric chambers before you know it. Those stones are
Yeah.
getting sold.
You know, hey, we were willing to pay $120 each for the tickets.
Yeah.
I saw them one time, and I'm privileged to say I saw the Stones, and it was their Bridges to Babylon tour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it wouldn't surprise me if they did the hyperbaric chambers, because when Benny Goodman played in Scranton in the 1980s, I was with the DeMolay at the time, Junior Masons, and we were able to get backstage, and he'd go out, blow his brains out playing that clarinet, come backstage, get a whole bunch of whiffs of oxygen, and then go out and do it again. He was amazing. I got to meet him at the
What?
Scranton Masonic Temple. Yeah.
You met him?
Yeah. I actually got to shake Benny Goodman's hand.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
I hope you've never washed
We're
that
not
hand.
worthy. We're not worthy.
Yeah.
Even during COVID, I hope you didn't wash that hand.
Well,
Oh,
fortunately, I wipe with the other hand.
Ah,
Oh, okay.
good. Nice.
So, but
Yeah.
you weren't expecting that, were you, Fett?
Not at all.
Thank goodness. I mean,
Although knowing you as I do now, I should have.
how long has it been since Benny Goodman has been with us?
That was back around
30 years?
1981, 82. So he died within, I would say, 5 years of that. So probably say 40 years.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I remember I was about, oh, 16, 17. Probably 16. In fact, wait a minute. Was that the night Randy Rhoads died? So that
Well,
would have been 82. I'd have been 17.
what are you admitting to?
I'm old.
Hey,
Uh,
being you,
Where were you on the night of?
Me
Yeah.
and USP4 are 60, so it don't matter. After 50, you stop counting, guys.
Yeah.
It's all gravy.
Yeah.
At this point, I don't feel my age, and I don't even feel I look my age. I just live. You just
Yeah.
keep moving, you keep living.
Well, I just
Yeah.
celebrate the fact that I am William Shakespeare's eponymous bachelor of 70 years from Much Ado About Nothing.
Mm-hmm.
But,
Age is a state of mind. Don't ever forget that. You let your mind stay young, your body will follow.
Yep,
Yeah.
you're still young.
Except for
you
the-
can still do hamstrings.
And
yeah.
eat a Mediterranean diet.
Do they eat cow?
I eat fish and chicken and beans and rice and stuff, and I eat fruit and vegetables. And I tell you right now, it's adding years to my life.
Beef,
Yeah. See, I got to have cow.
meat.
I don't eat red meat. I eat red meat once or twice a month.
Yeah.
And small
I love my cheeseburgers.
I do. I have a cheeseburger once a month, but I eat a good cheeseburger. I won't go to Mickey D's and I'll go to like a Wayback.
Homemade. What Eddie Murphy? A house burger. I want a house burger.
You want?
You know that from Eddie Murphy Delirious?
Yeah, get the iron frying pan. Get that
Yeah.
big onion. This don't look like no McDonald's.
Right?
Yeah.
That's no McDonald's.
Yeah.
Get that welfare burger out of here.
Better than McDonald's.
I like Len Rod's comment. I'm right behind you, Fez. Yeah, I'm a big believer in the man's meal, MANS, meat and no salad.
Oh
Yes.
no, I like a nice steak, and don't get me wrong, but I just, you know what? I just don't want to clog an artery at my age.
No, you won't. No.
Yeah,
Veggies will kill you. It's the meat that'll save you.
And it's the arthritis that makes you feel old.
Bingo.
That's where the fish comes in. The amino acids and all that good stuff
Yes.
from fish helps with the joints and
Yep.
all that. So you don't get your arthritis isn't as bad. Not saying I don't have it, but it's not as bad.
And
Yep.
fish tacos.
Haven't had a fish taco, but I love fish.
Yeah.
And shellfish.
Ooh,
Pasta.
lobster.
Fat, did you
Oh,
ever get
yes.
to see Black Sabbath yourself?
Nope, I've never seen Black Sabbath live. No.
Oh man.
Yeah, that's one I never got either.
Yeah, like I said, that was a one-off. Like going to that Ozfest, it was me and my two buddies and his daughter, and I was like, "Let's do this one-time thing."
Yeah,
And we went, and it was a long day. It was a hot day, but we saw a lot of the mosh pit stuff at the first stage. We stayed away from that, and they had a guy with a fire hose, hosing people. And I gave my wallet, my cell phone to my buddies and everything like that. I go, I'm sweating, I'm dying, I'm wearing jeans. I don't know why I didn't wear shorts. And I went over there and I got hosed down. But the mosh pit, we didn't go near there because they kept going in with a wheelchair and people were coming up with dents on their head
Jesus,
and bleeding. I mean, we're like all in like early 40s and stuff, and we're like all backing up, like get the frig away from us, you sick bastard, you know.
Yeah, we're not 25 anymore.
No, those guys were not. I mean, Fat. Those guys were crazy in the mosh pit.
No.
And
I'm
then
53. I'll still in there. We'll show them how.
We were like at
3-year-olds will show them how it's done.
Yeah.
when the main stage opened up for Black Sabbath, Iron Maiden, and Black Label Society, we got our place on the grass on the lawn and everything, and the mosh pit like stayed in a certain area, but it almost looked like a bunch of Legos when it
Yeah.
started. It would spread like a Lego thing going over. It was insane.
Wow.
And we were trying to predict what drugs people were on and stuff. They were like acting
Yeah.
crazy and stuff. Me and my friends were all we were sitting there smoking some weed
Mhm.
at that point at night. We all had plenty. We had plenty of pot for that show, but we just didn't have a lot of cash. So
Yeah.
it was, and I was
Well,
like, guys, I'm buying a DNT shirt. I don't give a shit what y'all do.
If
Yeah.
you have
I'm
weed, you can get cash.
Mhm.
one thing I liked at Ozzy's last concert there was, I don't know if you guys caught, but when Pantera was playing, Jason Momoa, the actor,
Mhm.
he
Yes.
came out and he jumped the wall and went into the mosh pit with the fans. I
Yeah.
thought that was pretty cool. I was never a big Momoa fan, but he got some points with me for doing that.
Nice.
He was
Yeah.
in there, elbows, flying and all that stuff. He didn't care.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Canada's all about the elbows up now.
He's
Yeah.
been pretty funny in commercial. Momoa, he's been doing a lot of commercials lately. He's been
Yeah.
So who's a bigger influence in hard rock than Ozzy Osbourne?
Yeah.
you can't really. He is the man. I think
Nobody.
the king of
Yeah.
early metal.
Alice
Yeah.
Cooper, maybe.
Him, Alice Cooper, and him at the same different.
Yeah. Well, when you go into Alice Cooper, you have to go back a little further to Arthur Brown.
Who?
I am the god of hellfire, and I bring you fire. I take you to burn. That guy with the goblet of fire on his head in the video. The crazy world of Arthur Brown. And he's still alive
Wow.
after setting himself on fire how many times? Crazy.
Well, with Alex Cooper too, that's kind of like, he did have a metal phase, but it was such a short window. I would
Yeah.
consider
He
him
didn't
more
really
rock.
get too deep.
Yeah, where
Yeah.
Ozzy was more metal. So
Yeah.
I mean, you could say, Lemmy was kind of to the maybe the level of Ozzy, but not quite even there, because
Yeah.
like I mentioned earlier, Ozzy did TV, he did movies,
Yeah.
everybody knows Ozzy.
Yeah.
The diehard metal fans love Lemmy, yeah, but I don't
Mhm.
think you could go anywhere in the world and say Lemmy and
Yeah.
Black Labels.
Yeah.
Black Label Society has a lot of intonate. You because Zach Wild.
Mhm.
If Black Label Society's music,
Yeah.
you can find a lot of similarities into that
Mhm.
if you listen to some of it.
Ah, there you go.
But Ozzy was an inspiration to many bands
Oh, yeah.
that went down that road. I think Radiohead probably took a little bits and pieces from him
Yeah.
over the years, and other bands. But what he did is there'll never be another. There's no way there ever be another guy, Ozzy Osbourne. I mean, this guy.
Yeah.
I mean, he just his sound
Yeah.
alone is you can't recreate that.
Yeah.
And the length of his career.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. The longevity in itself is just and especially as we know, he partied really hard.
Mhm.
Yeah. And the fact that of all the bands that were big in the 60s and 70s, that were precursors or innovators to heavy metal, they were the only one that all four members were still alive up until today.
Mm-hmm.
And because we lost John Bonham early, we lost Keith Moon early.
They get Lennon gone early.
Yeah. And it's crazy. They were the ones that made it to the end of the road, so to speak. But and it was great that the four of them got back together last week for that show. Bill Ward looked like hell, but he was drumming his heart out. And he'd had similar problems with the drugs and alcohol, bad enough to, he had a heart attack and he'd been in rehab and this and that. Plus, I think it was Tony Iommi set him on fire once. And, crazy stuff, but they all made it up till today.
All right, man. With that, Canadian Spider-Man's got to go. So I think this is a good time. It's a good time to call it. This was a nice little stream and nice little tribute to Ozzy. So before everyone goes,
Thank you for having me.
absolutely.
I
Let's start
appreciate
with
it.
Canadian Spider-Man, man. If you can pick one,
Yeah.
what's your favorite Ozzy song? Or Sabbath, either or.
Oh wow. I still got to go with Crazy Train.
Mm-hmm.
If
Very
there's
respectable.
one thing that's got to, get me up and moving, it's Crazy Train.
Yeah.
So I can roll with that, man. John.
For the full picture of Ozzy as a vocalist and the Blizzard of Oz band in artistry and music, Diary of a Madman.
Very good.
That
Very
was
nice.
just a killer tune.
Jedi Master.
Without a doubt in my mind, War Pigs.
War Pigs?
Mm-hmm.
Very good. Very good.
I love that song. War Pigs. My favorite.
I will probably go. I mean, it's hard to not go with Crazy Train. I do love me Crazy Train.
Yeah.
But like I said earlier, I don't know, man. There's something about Rock and Roll Rebel, the riff. Great song. I do want to say one quick thing on the way out, though. Something that just popped into my mind. When I was younger, of course, my mom always hated my music. She hated my music. Every note that came out of my stereo, she hated. But the one day I was listening to So Tired off the Bark at the Moon album with all the orchestration and all that stuff and the piano and everything. And my mom was a piano player. So I put the cassette in my boom box, took it downstairs, and I said, Mom, would you just listen to one song for a second? She said, all right. She listened to the entire song. And she looked at me and she said, you know what? If you listen to more music like that, I would like your music. I said, do you know who that is? She said, no. I said, Ozzy Osbourne. She couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
She was impressed with So Tired. So that's what kind of a musician Ozzy was, man.
Yeah.
Covered a wide range of things and was a unique voice. And that voice is now silenced, and that sucks. And
we
it sucks.
keep him alive through us.
Yes.
Through discussion and listening to his music.
And so that's that. I was cranking Ozzy all day. I'm going to continue to do so. Well, I guess it is tomorrow now. So hope everyone else will do that too. Yeah. So, all right. With that, I guess we're going to wrap this one up. Thank you guys on the panel for stopping by.
My pleasure.
For a little bit. Everyone that was
thank you.
In the chat, you guys are awesome. And you know what I always say? You guys aren't subscribers. You're my friends. So
nice.
Take care.
Amen.
You know what? Iron Man. Special shout out for Iron Man.
Yep. First song I ever heard of them.
Very cool.
Iron Man. Yep. That's one of my one of my ringtones.
Yeah.
My ringtone.
And
my ringtone is currently "Hello from the Gutter" by Overkill.
My ringtone right now. Season 3 Lost in Space intro, which annoys the shit out of my wife.
Yeah. Well, everybody, when you have a chance, raise a glass for Ozzy, and let's hope for a better tomorrow.
Absolutely.
Amen.
Prayers for our friend Sean Kay.
And Sean Kay, and Sean Kay's family, and Sean Kay's dad, too.
Absolutely.
All right. Thanks a lot, everyone.
Have a good night.